Hey everyone, so in today's video we are going to learn about the effective way of using Amass, a tool that is mostly used for subdomain enumeration. But before going into this video, as always, if you haven't checked out my previous video in which I have shown you that how we can automate the process of cross-site scripting using XSS Strike, then go ahead and check it out. The link is given in the description as well as you can see it on the right side of the screen. Also for those who are new to our channel and if you haven't checked our website which is bepractical.tech, then let me tell you that you are missing a lot of things. So just go and type bepractical.tech in your browser. Over there, we are providing awesome labs and cybersecurity contents and a lot of things for cybersecurity researchers as well as web developers, and all of it are absolutely free. So go ahead and check it out. The link will be displaying over here, as well as you can just click on the link given in the description. Now, without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, let us try to understand why people use Amass, right? So Amass is basically used by bug bounty hunters or cybersecurity researchers to gather information, mainly the subdomains of a particular target, right? Now the most people will simply just install Amass in their machine and just start using the Amass using Amass enum -t, the domain name, and -o for the output, and they'll just start looking for subdomains. Now this is not a good way because you're not using 100% of what Amass has to offer. So Amass has a lot of things that we can just use and get a lot of information related to our target, like subdomains, like root domains, and so many things. So in this video, let's see how we can find all those and how we can use Amass to its full potential. So first of all, I'm going to open my Kali Linux machine. So let me just open it. By the way, if you don't know how to install Kali Linux directly on Windows machine, just like I have installed over here, then go ahead and check out the video on which I have shown you that how we can install Kali Linux. The link will be displaying on the at the right side of the screen. Now the first thing that we need to do is, once we have our Kali Linux running, let me just clear it and let me just zoom out a bit, zoom in a bit, sorry. And now the first thing that we need to do is the obvious, install Amass in our machine. So just type sudo apt install Amass and -y. After that, just provide your root password, and as you can see, it has started the installation process. Now it's going to take some time depending on your internet connection. So let me just pause this video for now and I'll get back to you once the installation gets completed. Now as you can see, the installation has been completed and now we are ready to use Amass. Now by default, this is how normal people will use Amass. So they'll just type Amass enum -t for the domain name, let's say bepractical.tech, which is our website, and -o, which will store the output of Amass. So it can be, let's say, anything, domain.txt, txt, and hit enter, and it will just start looking for subdomains on its various third-party websites. Right now, this is a good way, but not the better way to use Amass. So let me show you. So the very first thing that you should do while once installed the Amass is to configure all the free or paid APIs. So let me show you what I mean by that. So just type Amass and -list, and before that just type enum and -list, and you will be shown a list of the third-party sources from where Amass is gathering the subdomains, right? So a lot of subdomains, a lot of third-party websites are requiring some kind of API in order for them to work, right? And since by default Amass doesn't have all these APIs, it means that you are limiting the full potential of Amass. So let's just wait till it loads the list of the third-party sources from where it is getting the subdomain. Here we are. Here we have the total list of third-party sources, and as you can see, in most of the cases like IP data, for example, it doesn't have any star, which means that it is currently not looking in IP data for subdomains, right? So this is the reason why we should provide API keys to all these third-party sources, right? So the question is that how we can just pass or configure API key for Amass, right? So first you need to open your browser for that, and then you have to type over here Amass config, right? So we need to look into the config file, like how we can configure Amass. Just type Amass and config, hit enter, and after that you have to click on this very first link, and don't worry, this link is also given in the description. Just open it, and here we are. So this is how we need to use this tool. So for example, here, as you can see, we need to get rid of this hashtag once we are providing the API key. Like, let me show you a simple example over here. Like over here, as you can see, the 360 passive DNS. So if we were to supply the API key of passive DNS, then we'll just get rid of this hash in all these three lines, and it will just start working on the Amass, and the Amass will start looking into 360 passive DNS as well. So for example, the first thing that you need to do is you need to copy this, and let me just clear my screen for now, and I'm going to create a new folder. Let's say Amass, and let me just go into Amass, and here I'm going to create a config file. So the file name will be config.ini. Hit enter, and after that type nano config.ini, and here we need to paste all of this content over here. So I'm just going to copy this, and now just copy it and paste it into our terminal, and just save this file. To save this file, just type control plus S on your keyboard, and to close it, just hit control plus X, and then the file will get saved. Now you can just verify whether this file has been saved or not by typing cat config.ini. So this command will basically print out the contents of config.ini on our terminal, and as you can see, we're good to go. Let me just zoom out this screen for clear vision. Yeah, here we are. And now once we have the config file, what we need to do is we need to configure APIs, right? So I'm going to show you one example of how we can configure API in Amass. For example, let's say that I want to allow Amass to find subdomains from VirusTotal, right? VirusTotal is a third-party website which also looks for subdomain through passive reconnaissance. So I'm just going to type VirusTotal over here, and we need to create an account in VirusTotal to get the API key. So let us just wait. And once we have VirusTotal open, just click on sign up and create an account for yourself. In my case, I have already created an account, so I'm just going to go to sign in, and I'm going to sign into my account. And after signing in, you need to go to your profile, just click on API key, and here it is. Here is your API key. So you need to copy this API key. Once you have API key copied, what you need to do is you need to open the config.ini file. Here we are. Now look for VirusTotal in this case. We need to look for VirusTotal so that we can get rid of that hash from there, and we'll just paste the API key. So we have DNS TV, Detectify, Facebook, Full Hunt. Let's go down, and we should be able to see VirusTotal over here, somewhere around here. So we have Twitter as well, and here we are. Here is the VirusTotal, as you can see. Now to integrate VirusTotal in Amass, just get rid of this, and this, and in the API key, just paste your API key. Once you have API key pasted, just save this file and close this, and now we are good to go. Now how to use this config file that we have created in Amass, right? So by default, Amass loads the default config.ini which is present in the home directory, but for this case we have created another config.ini, right? So now we need to tell Amass that okay, you need to use this config.ini instead of the default one, right? So just type Amass enum -list so that we can list out what is there, what is the third party from where Amass is looking for subdomains. And after that you can specify --config and just specify the config.ini file. Hit enter, and let us wait for a few seconds till it displays the list of third-party sources from which it is allowed to find the subdomains. And here we are. We have the list from which Amass is going to look for subdomains. Let us go down and let us see whether it is now looking at VirusTotal. Here it is, and as you can see, it has this asterisk, which means that it will now look for subdomains through VirusTotal as well, right? So if I just get rid of this minus minus config, and let's see what the default search engines, what the default sources are. So in that case, we'll see that we don't have VirusTotal API over there. Let's just wait till it loads. And here we are. Now, if we look over to VirusTotal, as you can see, there is no asterisk present over here, which means that by default, it is not looking for subdomains in VirusTotal. So yeah, this is how you can integrate API in Amass to use it with its full potential. So this is one way of using Amass to its full potential. I'm going to upload more videos on how we can use Amass in our reconnaissance. So if you have any doubts, if you have any issues in this video, then please let me know in the comment section. Also, for those who wants to stay updated in the latest trends and technology going in cybersecurity as well as web development, then go ahead and join our Telegram channel. The link will be displaying over here, as well as you can see it on the right side of the in the description. And if you like the way I teach, then I'm currently running two courses. The first one is Bug Bounty, the ultimate guide to hunt account takeovers, where I've shown that how we can dive deep into the application and look for those vulnerabilities that will result in account takeovers of any victims without their interaction. So you'll learn all of these things in practical way, and you will learn all of these things in real life scenarios cases as well. So the second course which I'm running is Hacking Windows with Python, wherein you will learn that how hackers create their own custom payload that can bypass any antivirus and that can hack any Windows machine, that can execute system commands, upload and download files, that can access webcams, and so many interesting things. And again, all of these things done in this course are in practical way, so you'll learn a lot of things from both of these courses. So yeah, go ahead and check it out if you want to. And with that being said, keep learning and thanks for watching.